G'day YouTube, welcome to another episode of the Friday Vape Club. As always, your host Squidly Triss, back for another episode for you. Today we are looking at an RTA. This is a mesh RTA by Wotofo, collaboration between Mr. Just Right and TVC, the Vaping Chronicles. This is the Profile Unity RTA. So what we're going to do is we're going to dive down, we'll take a quick look around it, we'll chuck a build in it for you so you can see how you build it and how you wick it. Then we'll do all the usual shit, talk about the pros and cons and the price and everything else. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button, don't forget to smash that like button, and let's roll that intro. All right, we are looking at the Profile Unity RTA. This is a mesh RTA. It is 25 millimeters in diameter and it is 48 millimeters tall. So it's a bit of a tall cunt, a very tall cunt. At the moment, it is in 3.5 mils capacity, but it does have a little extension that allows you to boost that capacity to 5 mils. All right, let's take a quick look around it. Hey, up the top, we do have an 810 drip tip. This is not the drip tip that it comes with. I will show you the drip tip that it comes with. It's a fucking ugly drip tip, but it is an 810 friction style drip tip. To fill this sucker up, it's got a tongue and groove style system. So it's a little bit fiddly. You can see the tongue and the groove there. So you've really kind of got to line it up perfectly and then push and twist. So there's a lot of resistance there. But once it's in, it's in. So that's what I like about it. It's very hard to move or budge. Kind of dig that. You've got your tank section here. This is your airflow. So you've got your airflow slots on either side. They are these little drilled out holes. So you're getting that side airflow to your mesh on the inside. It's got some nice resistance when turning it. This is what it looks like underneath. You've got Mr. Just Right. You've got TVC, Wotofo, the Profile Unity. You've got a solid gold-plated 510 pin that protrudes a fuck ton. Loving that. So that's the outside and a couple of the things. Let's take a look at the deck, shall we? Quickly looking on the inside, you can see in there, hopefully you can see in there, I know it's dark, but it's very domed, very nicely machined. Wotofo have some very beautiful products. For a mass-produced Chinese company, they do some pretty good bloody work. So that's inside of the tank, and this is the deck. If anyone had the Profile RDA, you'll see that it is exactly the same setup. You've got that spring-loaded ceramic centerpiece, so you can really stuff your cotton in. You've got your clamp systems here for your mesh. You've got some really massive big wick ports on either side for your cotton, and you would need that because you do need a lot of cotton with this. You've got your Phillips head / flathead screws to clamp in that mesh. And that's pretty much it. One of the things I forgot to mention is that the deck will actually sort of spin inside the housing. And that is to make sure that when you screw everything back together, the airflow on the top section lines up perfectly with the mesh that's in there. So the airflow hits the mesh on these parts here. So it will end up sitting something like that when it's all together. So you're going to get the best possible airflow on that mesh. So that's why this thing does free spin. Interesting. Very well thought out. So there you go. That's the deck of the Wotofo Profile Unity. Let's take a look at the packaging. All right, and here we have a close look at the packaging for the Wotofo Profile Unity. As you can see, you've got a clear plastic section on the front so you can see the profile as it comes to you. Let's take a look inside, shall we? This is the drip tip that you get with it. It's a fucking massive red bulbous drip tip. Looks like a prolapsed anus. I hate this drip tip. Absolutely hate it. You do get that spare glass section, which will boost this up to the 5 mils. You need the chimney extension, which is inside the package. You get a packet from Wotofo with a fuck ton of cotton in it. You do get your bag of spares, including a spring, some grub screws, some O-rings, and that chimney extension section. You do get a screwdriver, and this is for bending the mesh. So you use this fat part here to really bend the mesh over to get it into the perfect shape to be inserted into the Wotofo Profile. You do get a Profile user manual, and you get a packet of the OFRF 1.3 ohm Canthol mesh. All right, the Profile Unity, what we might do is we'll chuck a build in this thing, then we'll jump back up top. I'll do the pros, I'll do the cons, I'll do the price, and then I will say if I recommend this or not. So who's ready for it? Generic build video. Alright, so what you really want to try and do is make sure that that mesh is even. You see how it's very even, and when I was installing it I was very gentle and I made sure that I didn't warp it in any way. Alright, so I've cut it off, I then tapered the ends in, and I've tucked that sort of tapered end into that wick port. Doesn't matter if it doesn't look fantastic. Once it's all juiced up, it'll all kind of come together a little bit more and it'll look a little bit neater, but that's roughly how you do it. It's fucking ugly, I know, just like my builds, but it does the trick. So there you go, that's how you install and wick the Profile Unity. There we had a quick look around the Profile Unity. We chucked that mesh build in it for you. So I have got it sitting on top of my Dovpo nickel. I have got the OFRF mesh in here, got it at 65 watts. It's come out to a 0.12, which is not too far off the mark. Airflow is wide open. I've got my favorite juice in here, Hunting Cloud's Blue Kiwi Crush. It's like a blueberry kiwi gummy bear. Fucking sensational. All right, let's take this thing for a fucking rip. Let me just tell you, the flavor of this thing is fucking spectacular. I give this like a solid 9 out of 10, maybe 9.5 out of 10 for flavor. I have never tasted the subtle nuances in this juice like I have in this tank. I don't really like RTAs. This thing is fucking awesome. So you know the flavor. Flavor's sensational. The airflow, fully open, is very nice and airy. Exactly how I like it. Pretty fucking spot on. And cloud production from a mesh. You see that cloud's fucking sensational. All right, let's get into some pros and cons. You already kind of know most of the pros for this: the flavor, the airflow, the cloud production, the big three, sensational, fantastic. The other massive pro for this tank is the inclusion of that OFRF mesh. When Wotofo released the original Profile, you got like Wotofo mesh, it was pretty shit. And then OFRF came out with their own brand and their own mesh for the Profile, and it was fucking wicked. So the fact that they're including that now is pretty awesome. Unfortunately, there are a couple of cons with this. So you can see it's in the 5mm capacity now, and that is because of this tongue and groove fucking top fill system. Unfortunately, when I was trying to put the top back on and get it right, I don't know what happened, but I turned the addy and the glass, and it snapped the glass, got a big crack down it. So I had to put the extension tube on there and change the glass out. So be careful with that tongue and groove fucking top fill system. It can be a little bit tricky and fiddly. It's just, I don't know why you would have gone with something like that. It's cool that it's sturdy and it's locked in, it's robust, it's not gonna come out or, you know, accidentally open up in your pocket, but it's a little bit of a fucking pain in the ass. The other con is that stupid fucking fat prolapsed anus drip tip. Don't include that. Fuck that thing off and give us something else. And the other really, really silly oversight is the fill holes. See the fill holes there? You will not get a standard 60mm Chubby Gorilla unicorn tip in there. What the fuck? That is a massive oversight. That's the industry standard for fucking juice bottles. And to not be able to get that in there to fill up my juice, that's a little bit ridiculous. There are massive fucking pros for this with the flavor and the airflow, and there are massive fucking cons for this with the stupid top fill system and not being able to fit a Chubby Gorilla unicorn tip in there. So what is the Profile Unity RTA gonna set you back? In the US, that's around about 40 bucks. In Australia, looking about the 55 thereabouts. Would I recommend it? Abso-fucking-lutely yes. Even with those stupid little nitpicky cons, this thing is fucking sensational. Now, I will point out that if you are used to a coiled cotton vape, this is a very different vape experience. So be prepared for that. It's not as dense and thick of a vapor as you would expect, but the payoff is some really fucking fantastic flavor. So the Profile Unity, highly recommended. If you're a huge fan of the original Profile RTA, you will be a fan of the Profile RTA. I guarantee it. Well, that's all I've got for you guys today. I really hope you enjoyed it. Like always, please like, please share, please subscribe, and remember YouTube, keep it cloudy. Thanks for watching.